back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one coming to us from AARP.org. It's titled 8 Surprising Facts About Madonna from Her New Biography. It says here, author Mary Grable explores the 65-year-old icon's career and controversies in Madonna, A Rebel Life. This article is by Sarah Elizabeth Alder, published October 10th, 2023. Let's get into it. It's difficult to underestimate the impact of Madonna, 65, on American culture, particularly for the Gen Xers who first spied her cooler than cool look in her MTV videos for Borderline and Lucky Star. The Queen of Pop kept pumping out those chart-topping hits while her evolving image influenced fashion and pushed boundaries for decades. Enter Madonna, A Rebel Life by Mary Grable, October 10th, author of, among others, a Pulitzer Prize finalist, Love and Capital, Carl and Jenny Marks, and The Birth of a Revolution. Her new book chronicles Madonna Louise Concione's journey from suburban Michigan to no last name necessary mega stardom in exacting detail. Written without Madonna's participation, it may be TMI for her more casual fans, but serious Material Girl devotees will surely eat up this weighty homage. While Madonna's career highs and lows have been obsessively dissected for decades, Gabriel highlights some lesser-known aspects of her life and work. Among them, number 1, she's a classically trained dancer. Known for her grueling tour performances, it's no surprise that Madonna is a dancer by training. She started studying ballet in her teens and later earned a dance scholarship from the University of Michigan, but dropped out to move to New York and train under such top choreographers as Martha Graham and Pearl Lang. While she soon ditched her classical repertoire for sexier moves at New York hotspots like Danceteria and Studio 54, Madonna's early dance training provided her with the discipline she would apply to building her music career in the years to come. Number 2, she was one of the children of Warhol. Before she was the Queen of Pop, Madonna cavorted with King of Pop art Andy Warhol and the up-and-comers of the NYC art world, including artists Keith Haring and Jean-Michel Basquiat, with whom she briefly dated. She even wrote her 1983 debut album in his apartment. The trio of artists were all in the audience when Madonna's first tour reached Radio City Music Hall, and Warhol and Haring attended her 1985 Malibu nuptials to actor Sean Penn. When Haring died of AIDS-related complications in 1990, Madonna dedicated the last U.S. show of her Blonde Ambition tour in his memory, raising more than $300,000 for AIDS research. Number 3, she walked away from an early record deal. In 1979, Madonna was scouted by 2 Belgian producers who wanted to bring her to Paris to record an album. Despite being hosted in an all-out luxury, she had a driver and maid at her disposal. The then 21-year-old was miserable in the City of Light. Quote, all I wanted to do was make trouble, she said, because she was stuck doing menial tasks over which she had no creative control. Claiming she wanted to return home for vacation, she got the producers to pay for a round-trip ticket to the U.S. and never returned to Paris. Number 4, her brother was her closest confidant until their falling out. As Gabriel tells it, Madonna's younger brother, Christopher Ciccione, was a central male figure in the singer's life for decades. Not only her best friend, but a trusted advisor who worked alongside her on tour, decorated her homes, and became known as the problem-solving Pope within Madonna's circle of collaborators. Sadly, relations between the two siblings seem to have deteriorated, with tensions reaching a fervor pitch when Madonna objected to the release of his 2008 memoir, Life with My Sister Madonna. Quote, "It was not going to be an I Hate Madonna book," Gabriel quotes the younger Ciccione as saying, "That's not how I feel." Number 5. No, she wasn't looking for her shoe during her 1984 VMA performance. Madonna famously offered a scandalous performance of Like a Virgin at the 1984 MTV Video Music Awards, during which she was broadcast rolling around suggestively on stage, an attempt she later maintained to retrieve a lost shoe. According to Gabriel, however, the shoe story is just a cover. Instead, Madonna retrieved her shoes prior to getting horizontal and rolling lustily on the floor. Number 6, she denies that she was ever physically abused by ex-husband Sean Penn. Dubbed the Poison Pens by the tabloids, Madonna's relationship with actor Sean Penn, her husband from 1985 to 1989, was strained by stalking paparazzi and Penn's violent outbursts. One persistent rumor, which Gabriel traces to a 1989 British tabloid report, is that some sort of violence incident took place between the couple in their Malibu home one New Year's weekend. But Madonna denied allegations of physical abuse in a sworn statement in 2015, saying, quote, "Sean has never struck me, tied me up, or physically assaulted me, and any report to the contrary is completely outrageous, malicious, reckless, and false." Number 7, the process of adopting her son David crushed her. In 2006, the now mother of 6 adopted her son David from the East African country of Malawi, where she had started to carry out philanthropic work for the nation's orphans and other vulnerable children. What she wasn't prepared for was the storm of criticism she would receive from human rights organizations, which tried to block the adoption in court, adoption activists who claimed she was being given VIP celebrity treatment, and the media. "The adoption pushback crushed me," Madonna said in a 2015 interview. "I have to say it was one of life's most great disappointments." And finally, number 8. She's a major movie lover. Madonna discovered foreign films as a student at the University of Michigan, prompting a lifelong passion for movies. She starred in hits including A League of Their Own in 1992 and Evita in 1996, directed the 2011 drama W.E. about the romance between King Edward and American socialite Wallace Simpson, and sprinkled classic Hollywood references throughout her projects. The 1989 Express Yourself music video, for example, was based on the 1927 silent film Metropolis. She also acted in some serious duds, including the 1986's Shanghai Surprise with Penn. According to the book's epilogue, Madonna was slated to direct her own biopic, but recent news reports say that the project has been put on hold earlier this year. Alright, there you have it. Another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, this one brought to us by AARP.org. If you want to go check that one out. If you enjoyed these 8 facts about Madonna, let me know which one surprised you most. Leave me a comment in the comment section. And if you have a Madonna memory, feel free to share. I will definitely respond to any comments that are left. And if you like these sort of videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here's a look at my channel, simply Brian Kingsbury on YouTube, currently sitting at 1.2 thousand subscribers. I want to thank all you new subscribers out there. We have 4.9 thousand videos for you guys to watch, so there's plenty for you to watch. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscription button and ring that notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any of these new videos as soon as they drop. We got a bunch up on the channel recently, and we're posting new ones every day. Here's a look at the last 12 videos to go up to the channel. As you can see, we have another video on Madonna, the story of the song Like a Prayer. Just finished that video. Very interesting stuff. Just 10 minutes long. You can watch that one. We also have some videos on Justin Bieber, the cast of Blossom, Where Are They Now? Introduction to Chappelle Roan, the 2024 Best New Artist Grammy winner. Interesting to learn about her. 10 things you didn't know about Captain America. Get to know Kendrick Lamar. He's won 22 Grammys. Where Are They Now? Head of the Class. 10 fascinating facts about Michael Jordan. Is he your GOAT? What do you think? Or is it LeBron? Where Are They Now? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And of course, the final one we posted was Meet Bob Marley's Children. 12 kids Bob has. Learn about all of them. So those are just some of the newest videos to go up to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video as soon as it drops. I thank you for watching this one to the very end. If you could do me a huge favor and give this one a big thumbs up on your way out, that would be greatly appreciated. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is brought to us by MSN.com. It's titled 10 Super Cool Facts About Janet Jackson. This comes complete with photos as well. Let's get into it. First one is that Janet Jackson was born on May 16th, 1966, and she celebrated her 58th birthday in 2024. Her full name is Janet Demita Jo Jackson, and she was born in Gary, Indiana. Fun fact number 2, Janet was always meant for stardom. She was the 10th and youngest child of the famous Jackson family and began her career by taking part in the TV show The Jacksons in 1976 before appearing in shows such as Good Times, Different Strokes, and Fame. Fun fact number 3, by the end of the 1990s, Janet was named by Billboard magazine as the second most successful recording artist of the decade after Mariah Carey. Among her biggest songs include Together Again, Rhythm Nation, That's the Way Love Goes, and All for You. Fun fact number 4, Janet has sold an insane amount of records worldwide. With a massive fan base, Jackson has had tremendous commercial success. Her record sales have reached over 100 million, solidifying her status as one of the best-selling artists of all time. Fun fact number 5, one of the things that often goes overlooked is her activism. Janet Jackson is a great advocate for social justice. Throughout her career, Janet has used her platform to raise awareness about important social issues. She has been an advocate for women's rights, racial equality, and LGBTQ plus rights. Fact number 6, what about her family life? Janet is a mother to one child, born with her third husband, Wissam Al-Mani. In 2016, Janet announced that they were expecting their first child together. On January 3rd, 2017, Janet gave birth to son Issa Al-Mana. She was aged 50 at the time. Fact number 7, did you know that she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? In 2019, Janet Jackson was honored with induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, recognizing her significant contributions to the world of music. Fact number 8, who could forget this? Janet Jackson's Super Bowl halftime performance caused controversy. In 2004, Janet and Justin Timberlake's halftime performance at the Super Bowl stirred controversy due to the infamous wardrobe malfunction. But since then, her legend has only been solidified instead of shaken. Fact number 9, she's also quite a high roller. Janet Jackson has an estimated net worth of around $190 million. And finally, fact number 10 says here she has won numerous awards throughout her career. Janet's talent has been recognized with a plethora of awards, including 6 Grammy Awards, 9 Billboard Music Awards, and numerous other accolades. Alright, there you have it. Another successful Brian Reads the News segment. 10 super cool facts about Janet Jackson. This is a story by primalpool.com. I found it on msn.com. So you can go check it out there if you want more information. If you like these types of stories, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Here's a quick look at my channel, simply Brian Kingsbury on YouTube. There's a picture of me as hanging from a tree in Cozumel, Mexico. I'm currently sitting at 1.22 thousand subscribers with 5,000 videos for you to watch. We got a lot of these fun fact videos. You can go up there and watch them. Learn all about your favorite artists. Just hit that subscription button and ring that notification bell. When you ring the notification bell, you'll be notified every time a new video drops. Let's take a look at the last 12 videos to go up to the channel. Here's a look at the last 12 videos to go up to my channel. Let's take a closer look. Just posted this one day ago. Health effects of competitive eating. I've been watching these competitive eating videos. There's something special. There's Joey Chestnut, the Nathan's hot dog eating champion. That was kind of interesting information. Health effects of competitive eating. Here's what happens inside the body. You ever wonder what happens when you eat over 50 hot dogs? I think his record was in the 60s, something like that. They tell you all about it. Some interesting info in that one, just 9 minutes long. Next to that one, also one day ago, 20 fascinating facts about Humphrey Bogart. Some interesting stuff in that one. There you see him with the cigarette hanging out of his mouth. That was kind of the infamous way that he posed in pictures. Some interesting stuff in that one. I can't quite remember them all, but there's 20 fascinating facts about Bogart. I think you'll have to watch that one to find out a little bit more about the movie legend. Next to that one, we got 11 iconic facts about Cher. Of course, they had the Sonny and Cher show growing up. I think it was in the 70s that show came and went, and it was quite popular. They have 11 iconic facts, so learn some more about Cher. Of course, she had the big hit Believe, and that kind of started the auto-tune tunes. She was big in the music, kind of the first to do it, and that was quite a hit back in the day. Next to that, we got to Whatever Happened to the Cast of News Radio. This is part of a series we've been doing. We've been looking at a lot of these old shows. News Radio, of course, a nice one. Dave Foley was one of the stars. Of course, Joe Rogan was in that one as well, the podcast star. And John Lovitz. Of course, Phil Hartman, the late great Phil Hartman, was also in it before he passed away. So kind of interesting to take a look at the entire cast of characters of News Radio, see what they're up to, see what they've accomplished since the show went off the air. This was an interesting story. Published this one 5 days ago. The 42 best 90s sitcoms we all loved while growing up. This one's getting quite a bit of action. 247 views, which is a lot for my channel. Trying to get more views, get that view count up. This one looked at all 42 of the 90s sitcoms. Had some nice videos as well throughout. Kind of taking a look back at some of these sitcoms that we loved. These next two also published 5 days ago. We're going to group these together. 8 surprising facts about Madonna, and then the story of Like a Prayer. I got on a little bit of a Madonna kick that day and did a couple stories about Madonna. Some 8 surprising facts, and then the story of Like a Prayer. I think the Like a Prayer video, it didn't get as many views, but that one was a little bit more interesting to me. 18 views. The story of Like a Prayer. A lot of some interesting information about that one. Of course, Prince had his hand in that song. Interesting to find that out. And 8 surprising facts about Madonna. There was an autobiography that was put out, and a lot of those facts were based on that book that came out. And before Madonna, 6 days ago, I published 3 videos on Justin Bieber. This one was the 25 fun facts about Justin Bieber. You can check that one out. Find out a little bit more about the Biebs. And of course, the more important information was the photo timeline of his relationship with Hailey. People really liked that. I broke that apart, and there was a video of them together, the facts and the timeline, and then I separated them. And a lot of people watched that timeline, a photo timeline, all the fun photos, and kind of some interesting information about their relationship to find out how it all developed, you know, when they first met, when they got married, how it all went down. 221 views on that video, so thank you to all of you who watched that one. Of course, we have another Where Are They Now type video. This one was the cast of Blossom. You remember Blossom? I guess she's still acting. She's in the Big Bang Theory show now, but we're taking a look back at Joey Lawrence and Mayim Bialik were 2 of the stars of Blossom. We looked at what the entire cast was doing. A lot of people were interested in that one. Find out if you were a fan of Blossom, give that one a watch and find out what the cast is up to these days. And the final video we're going to talk about today, we're looking at 12 here. This one is Chappelle Roan. The Grammys came and went, and she was the best new artist for 2024. So I decided to take a deep dive into Chappelle Roan, looked at her Wikipedia page, and found out all kinds of fun information about Chappelle Roan, the 2024 Best New Artist Grammy winner. She has some interesting story. You'll have to go and watch that video, find out all about her. There's some fun photos I included as well. She likes to get extravagant with the makeup, so we included a lot of those photos as I read all about Chappelle Roan. So there you have it, 12 videos for you to check out, the last 12 that are going up to the channel. Alright, there's a snapshot at all 12 thumbnails. Go on up there, watch some of those videos. I'm still trying to get to my 4,000 hours of watch time, so you can really help me out by clicking on one of those, letting it run through, learning about some of these artists, checking out all the work I've done the last 5 or 6 days, putting in some work on YouTube, trying to get this channel monetized. I thank you for watching this one on Janet Jackson. Hopefully you enjoyed some of these fun facts about Janet. Hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and give me a comment. Give me a comment on this video. Let me know which one of these videos you like the most. Once again, I'm Brian Kingsbury. Thanks for watching the video. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye. Welcome to the channel. My name is Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from entertainment.howstuffworks.com. It's titled 10 Fascinating Facts About Michael Jordan. It's by Johnny Hughes. It says here, Michael Jordan is one of the most famous basketball players in history. He was a dominant player in the NBA and won 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. He also won 2 Olympic gold medals as a member of the United States men's national basketball team. Jordan was known for his incredible athleticism and his ability to make difficult shots look easy. He is considered by many to be the greatest basketball player of all time. He has inspired millions of people to play basketball, and this includes all of this generation's best stars. In the discussion of the greatest of all time, he is the first name thrown into the ring, and he is always the one of the last greats are compared to. Those who were fortunate enough to follow him during his career will have vivid memories and remember his phenomenal ability, as well as his fierce competitiveness. Away from the hardwood, MJ is a businessman and brand, and there are dozens of strings to his bow, which make him a fascinating individual. We're going to start at number 10 and count down to number 1. The 10th fascinating thing about Michael Jordan is for a game in 1990, he wore number 12. In all of sports, Jordan's number 23 has become so iconic that you see athletes choosing that number despite playing a completely different sport. The number is synonymous with his airness, but is not the only number he wore during his career. It is common knowledge that he temporarily wore 45 after returning from playing basketball. This was due to his 23 being retired. These are not the only numbers he wore in his pro career, however. And in one game in 1990, he was forced to wear a nameless number 12 jersey. This was on a road game against the Orlando Magic, and prior to the game, someone had managed to get into the locker and steal his number 23 jersey. As it turns out, Jordan plays better when he is mad, as he dropped 49 points that game, but the Magic would emerge victorious. Fascinating fact number 9, he holds the record for career regular season and playoff scoring average. Michael Jordan enjoyed 15 seasons in the NBA, and he was incredibly consistent even after returning from retirement, although he would understandably slow down and somewhat when in Washington. Although much more than just a scorer, it was his ability to put the ball in the hoop that made him such a feared player. He holds the record for regular season scoring average with a mammoth 30.12 points per game, as well as the playoff record with an astonishing 33.45 points per game. A truly great scorer will be able to adjust and score in a number of different ways, and Jordan is a great example of this, as he developed a near unstoppable post game once he lost some of his speed and explosiveness. This enabled him to continue scoring throughout his career and helped him to average more than the likes of LeBron, Kobe, Iverson, Shaq, Bird, Wilkins, and even Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. Fascinating fact number 8, he donated his first-year Wizards salary to 9/11 relief efforts. Many NBA fans would like to ignore the fact that Jordan came out of retirement for a second time and joined the Washington Wizards. Stepping away after the 1998 finals would have been the perfect end, but his comeback did bring a lot of positives to basketball, America, and the entire world. He announced his return shortly after the September 11th attacks, and he would also announce that his first year salary would be donated entirely to the relief efforts. This included $900,000 to different organizations involved with the relief efforts, and $100,000 to the children who lost their parents. Although it was an injury-plagued season for MJ, his return did provide some much-needed positivity to the world of sport, and he proved he was still a top player by leading the Wizards in points, 22.9 points per game, assists 5.2 assists per game, and steals 1.42 steals per game. Fascinating fact number 7, he has a phobia of water. Given how much Michael Jordan has achieved in his career, you would think that fear is something that he does not feel. Countless times Jordan stepped up and took the big shots and excelled so many times. While he may have no fears on the hardwood, this is not the case off the court. Turns out that he is human after all and knows the feeling of fear well. Jordan has a fear of the water, which stemmed from a tragic accident during his childhood. He saw a good friend of his drown when he got sucked into the undertow, and this understandably scarred him for life. Shortly after, Jordan almost drowned while at a basketball camp, and he was a phobia ever since. He has somewhat overcome his fear, but he admits he's still feeling uncomfortable when on a small boat or near big waters of water. Fascinating fact number 6, he once recorded 10 triple-doubles in 11 games. As this list demonstrates, most of the astonishing statistics in relation to MJ are to do with his scoring ability. He could also excel in other areas as well, and this is most evident in the 1988-89 season. In this campaign, the Bulls would experiment with Jordan in the point guard role, similar to how LeBron is often utilized. Although his role did not work out too well in terms of victories, it proved that Jordan could be an elite point guard if he wanted to. In an 11-game stretch, Jordan posted an incredible 10 triple-doubles, which saw him averaging a breathtaking 33.6 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, and 11.4 average assists per game. In the sole game he did not post a triple-double, he posted a stat line that any player would be more than thrilled to register with 40 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds. He also led the league in scoring that season. Fascinating fact number 5, he has 5 children from 2 marriages. Unlike many professional athletes, Michael Jordan has always lived a somewhat private life as best he can. In 1989, he married Juanita Vinoy, and they had 3 children together, Jeffrey Michael, Marcus James, and Jasmine. They would divorce in 2006, and at the time it was the largest celebrity divorce on record, with Vinoy receiving $168 million. In 2011, MJ proposed to his longtime girlfriend, Cuban model Yvette Prieto, and the pair married in 2013. Jordan would have her sign a prenuptial agreement. A year later, Prieto gave birth to identical twins, Victoria and Isabel. While Jordan was done with his best to keep his private life just that, there has inevitably been a lot of attention surrounding his sons and whether they would follow in their father's footsteps. Marcus played for UCF Knights, but would leave the team, while Jeffrey played at Illinois before switching to join his brother. Fascinating fact number 4, he is the only athlete who is a billionaire. In addition to being the greatest player to ever grace the hardwood and one of the most marketed athletes of all time, his airness is also an entrepreneur and global brand. Each year he earns a staggering amount of money, and this comes from his Air Jordan brand, his partnership with Nike, entrepreneurial ventures including a car dealership and number of restaurants, and still earns more in endorsements than current NBA stars. He is also the principal owner and chairman of the Charlotte Hornets, and after increasing his stake in the Hornets in 2014, he became the only billionaire athlete according to Forbes. Technically, he is not the first athlete to join the billionaire club, as Tiger Woods was named the first in 2009, just 2 months before his cheating scandal. This caused Woods to lose many sponsors, and consequently he lost his billionaire label. Fascinating fact number 3, he won a league best 10 scoring titles. It is no secret that Michael Jordan knows how to score the ball. He could blow by defenders for a dunk or a layup in traffic. He could drain shots from behind the arc, pull up for a mid-range jump shot, and he also had perhaps the best post-up game for a guard that the game has ever seen. This meant that defenders had to pick their poison, as most games he was going to get his share of points. In his 15 seasons, MJ won an incredible 10 scoring titles, which is a league best. He also managed 7 of these consecutively from 1986 to 1993, with Wilt Chamberlain the only player to manage this. Additionally, each year that the Bulls won the title, Jordan was also scoring champion that year. His highest scoring year was the 1986-87 season, when he averaged a jaw-dropping 37.1 points per game. Fascinating fact number 2, he is the only player to win the scoring title and defensive player of the year in the same season. Due to his amazing ability on the offensive end, it is often forgotten that Jordan was an elite defender. His ability on both ends of the floor ensured that it is going to be a difficult evening for whoever he matched up with. And this was particularly true in a historic 1987-88 season. He became the only ever player to win the scoring title, a whopping 35 points per game, and the defensive player of the year award in the same season, averaging a league high 3.16 steals per game and 1.6 blocks per game. Inevitably, he also took home the MVP award that season. Throughout history, there have been many great scorers of the ball, but they often do not put the same effort in on the defensive end. Similarly, the defensive player of the game is often very limited offensively, and Jordan's ability to excel in both areas is what makes him such a great player. And finally, fascinating fact number 1, in 6 final series, he averaged 33.6 points per game and won every series. When you are debating who is the greatest of all time you need to look at their ability on the big stage. Michael Jordan has a breathtaking statistics in the NBA Finals, and a quick comparison with Kobe and LeBron, who he is often most compared to, shows that it is the Bulls legend who excelled the most in the finals. In 15 seasons, Jordan made it to the finals 6 times and played 35 games and won each series. Over these 35 games, he averaged a remarkable 33.6 points per game and never less than 22. Kobe has made 7 appearances and won 5, putting up 25.3 points per game. James has appeared 10 times and won 4 times, averaging 28.4 points per game. Of course, you have to look a little deeper than these statistics and the circumstances, but there has been no player that has risen to the challenge more than Jordan. All right, there you have it. Another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, 10 fascinating facts about Michael Jordan. What do you guys think? Did you guys know all that stuff? A lot of interesting facts and figures. Again, this one is put out on entertainment.howstuffworks.com if you want to check it out for yourself. Not a lot of photos, just a bunch of stats and figures. Kind of fun to read over that one and learn a little bit more about the great Michael Jordan. What do you think? Is Jordan the best? Or is LeBron or Kobe the top of your list? Put it in the comment section. Let me know. I'd be interested to hear from you. If you like these sort of fact-based videos, we do have much more up on my channel. Here's a look at my channel. Real easy to find. Just simply my name, Brian Kingsbury, up there on YouTube. We have 1.18 thousand subscribers and 4.8 thousand videos. So go on up there, watch a few videos, and do me a huge favor right now. Give this one a big thumbs up. Hit that big thumbs up button. Smash that button. If you like these types of videos, think about subscribing, whether or not you want to subscribe and receive these videos in the future. When you hit that subscription button and ring that notification bell, you'll receive notifications of each video when they drop. So thanks again for watching this one to the very end. I'm Brian Kingsbury. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from mentalfloss.com. It's titled 13 Fascinating Facts About Idris Elba. It's by Natalie Zamora. Published September 6, 2020. Idris Elba. Since first rising to fame as Stringer Bell on HBO's critically acclaimed series The Wire, Idris Elba has cemented a solid place for himself as one of Hollywood's most in-demand and bankable actors. The British star has dabbled in comedy, in The Office, become a key part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, lent his voice to a few animated films including Zootopia and Finding Dory, and won a Golden Globe for his role as a brilliant but headstrong London detective in Luther. And though it doesn't seem like Elba is even interested in becoming the next James Bond, he'd like to see the role go to a woman. That hasn't stopped fans from rallying for it to happen. Here are some things you might not know about the acclaimed entertainer. Fact number 1, Idris is not Idris Elba's full name. Like many actors before him, Elba made a slight tweak to his birth name when choosing his professional moniker, which is how Idris Acuna Elba became known as Idris Elba. Fact number 2, Idris Elba is also a musician and a very successful one. Besides being an actor, Elba is a successful DJ who formerly went by the name DJ Big Driss. Elba became interested in music as a child and began to work as a DJ at weddings and other events as a teenager, then continued picking up gigs when he moved to New York City in the 1990s. Even when his acting career took off, Elba continued to make time for music. Once The Wire came in, I tried to DJ as much as I could, Elba told Rolling Stone in 2019. My profile went up and the money went up along with it. It definitely fell second place to acting, but when I got serious about it, I got myself an agent, a DJ manager, and it was like a second career, a side hustle. In 2018, Elba launched his own record label, Seven Wallace Music, and he played a DJ set at this year's Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival. Quote, "Doesn't matter how big my name is on the poster," he told Rolling Stone of making the Coachella lineup. "This is massive for me." Fact number 3, Idris Elba is one of Hollywood's highest grossing actors. Though Elba has been choosy with his roles and has regularly gravitated towards smaller, personal films, he currently holds the 20th spot on the list of actors whose films have grossed the most amount of cash. He's wedged right between fellow MCU stars Stanley Tucci at number 19 and Don Cheadle in the 21st spot. Elba's role as the all-seeing Heimdall in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is no doubt largely to thank for Elba's box office totals. Fact number 4, Idris Elba has appeared in several music videos. Given Elba's love of music, it isn't entirely surprising that he has acted in a few music videos, including projects for Fat Joe and Giggs. In 2012, Elba even co-directed and starred in the Mumford & Sons music video for Lover of the Light. Fact number 5, Idris Elba earned a prestigious honor from Queen Elizabeth II. In 2016, the same year, Elba earned both Golden Globe and BAFTA nominations for his work in Beast of No Nation. The actor landed a spot on Queen Elizabeth II's annual New Year's Honors List and was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, for his work as an actor. Quote, awards and honors come in all shapes and sizes and all as significant as the other, Elba said at the time, but this is beyond special as it comes from Queen and country, and I couldn't be more proud for receiving this right now. What a year on me, head son. Other stars who have received OBEs include Eddie Redmayne, Keira Knightley, Ewan McGregor, Naomi Harris, James Corden, and David Beckham. Fact number 6, Idris Elba is a major soccer fan and has done promos for Arsenal Football Club. Like many Brits, Elba is a devoted soccer aka football fan and is very vocal about his support for the Arsenal Football Club in particular. The actor recently even starred in an advertisement for the team, making a cameo in a promo for Arsenal's collaboration with Adidas. Fact number 7, Idris Elba has a crush on Meryl Streep. While some actors like to play coy on which fellow celebrity they might have a crush on, Elba has been quick to reveal his, Meryl Streep. In 2016, he told Us Weekly how starstruck he was by the Oscar legend, saying, quote, when I met her, my tongue swelled up in my mouth. Fact number 8, when Idris Elba lost the Golden Globe in 2012, his daughter handmade him one. In 2012, Elba took home the Golden Globe for Best Performance by an Actor in a Miniseries or Motion Picture Made for Television for his role as DCI John Luther in Luther. It was Elba's second consecutive nomination in the category for the same role, yet he hadn't been so lucky the first time around. He lost the award to Al Pacino for You Don't Know Jack in 2011. In 2012, Elba tweeted a photo of the Golden Globe his daughter made for him after that initial loss. Fortunately, he made good on his promise that he'd be bringing her home a real one that night. Fact number 9. In 2015, Idris Elba broke a nearly 90-year-old land speed record. In 2015, Elba proved himself a real-life superhero yet again when he hopped into a brand new superpowered 626 HP Bentley Continental GT and broke a UK land speed record that had originally been set by Sir Malcolm Campbell in 1927, back when George V was still king. Elba broke the flying mile record by reaching a speed of 180.361 miles per hour while speeding alongside Wales' Pendine Sands Beach. The previous record set by Campbell was 174.8 miles per hour. Quote, I'm absolutely elated to have broken the flying mile at Pendine Sands, Elba said in a statement at the time. It's an honor to have taken on the challenge and to successfully follow in the footsteps of the illustrious Sir Malcolm Campbell. It was all captured on camera as part of Idris Elba No Limits, a Discovery docuseries. Fact number 10. Idris Elba is a trained kickboxer and mixed martial arts fighter. As if Elba didn't have enough talents, he showed off that he could get physical in 2017 when he debuted his year-long journey of training in kickboxing and MMA with a documentary called Idris Elba Fighter. The actor ended up winning his professional kickboxing match debut. Quote, "It has been a lifelong ambition of mine to fight professionally," Elba said when the documentary was first announced. "Entering the ring to further test myself as a human being is a challenge I have been looking to take on for quite some time." Fact number 11. Idris Elba's feature directorial debut earned him a Sundance Grand Jury Prize nomination. In 2018, Elba directed Yardie, a British crime drama based on Victor Headley's 1992 book of the same name. The movie made its debut at the 2018 Sundance Film Festival, where it earned Elba a Grand Jury Prize nomination in the World Cinema Dramatic category. The film was also named Best Drama by England's National Film Awards. Fact number 12. Idris Elba was named one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine. In 2016, Time magazine included Elba in its Time 100, an annual list of the world's most influential people. Elba was included in the artist category alongside such names as Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Oscar Isaac, Kendrick Lamar, Ariana Grande, Ryan Coogler, and others. Finally, at number 13, Idris Elba was also named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. In 2018, 2 years after being honored by Time, Elba earned an accolade of a different nature when he was named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, following in the footsteps of Chris Hemsworth, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and other Hollywood heartthrobs. Quote, "I was like, come on, no way, really?" Elba said when he was told the news. "Look in the mirror, I checked myself out. I was like, yeah, you are kind of sexy today. But to be honest, it was just a nice feeling. It was a nice surprise, an ego boost for sure." All right, there you have it. Another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, this one was brought to us by MentalFloss.com. MentalFloss.com, if you want to check it out for yourself. Titled 13 Fascinating Facts About Idris Elba. What do you guys think? Did you know any of those facts? Are some of those new to you? Was there one that surprised you? Put it in the comment section. I'd be interested to hear from you. If you enjoy these fact-finding videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Here's a look at the channel. Simply Brian Kingsbury on YouTube. Currently sitting at 1.23 thousand subscribers with 5,000 videos up on the channel. So there's plenty for you to watch. There's a lot of these fact-finding videos. You can learn about all your favorite celebrities and musicians. Or if it's like Idris Elba here, a little bit of both. He does it all. Here's a quick look at the last 12 videos to go up to the channel. We got a Where Are They Now? King of Queens. You guys remember that show? We got 10 mythical sea creatures that will make you curious. There's some interesting sea creatures out there. What else? There were 10 super cool facts about Janet Jackson. Health effects of competitive eating. That was with Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating champ there at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. We got 20 fascinating facts about Humphrey Bogart, 11 iconic facts about Cher. Where Are They Now? News Radio. You remember that show? The 42 best sitcoms that we all loved while growing up. The 90s sitcoms, that is. We got 2 videos about Madonna, 8 surprising facts, and the story of Like a Prayer. And then we got a couple about Justin Bieber, 25 fun facts, as well as a Justin and Hailey relationship photo timeline. A lot of fun content going up to the channel. Give it a look. Don't forget to like the video once you're done watching it. If you could do me a big favor right now and give this one a big thumbs up, hit that big thumbs up button to get this one in front of a few more eyes. I'm still trying to get to that 4,000 hours of watch time so I can monetize the channel. So I thank you guys for watching this one to the very end. Hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and make these videos a regular part of your day. Thanks again for watching this one to the very end. I'm Brian Kingsbury. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one coming to us from hellorayo.co.uk. It's titled Justin Bieber, 25 Facts You Might Not Know About the Stay Hitmaker. There's a lot to know. This article was written by Alex Ross and was published on January 26, 2025. It says here, Justin Bieber is one of the biggest pop stars in the world, which should come as no surprise given he's been in the music industry for well over a decade now. After being discovered at the age of 13 by his manager Scooter Braun, who found on YouTube, Justin is now one of the most successful singers of his generation. Although Justin has spent a pretty big chunk of his life in the spotlight now, there are still a few things that you may not know about him. And following the birth of his first baby with wife Haley, there's no better time to answer your biggest questions about the Biebs and discover some facts you may not have known. Fact number 1, how did Justin Bieber get discovered? It says here, at the age of 12, Biebs finished second in a local singing competition. He then started singing covers as well as original songs and put videos on his YouTube channel, where he was discovered by Scooter Braun, who also manages Ariana Grande. He was then signed by Usher, who won the bid for Bieber over Justin Timberlake, who also wanted to sign him. Fact number 2, when is his birthday? Justin Bieber's birthday is 1st of March 1994, which makes him currently 30 years old. Fact number 3, is it true he can speak French? It says here, Justin Bieber is thought to be able to speak French fluently, which is hardly surprising given that he is Canadian and his second language is Canada is French. Here's a compilation of him singing and speaking French. Fact number 4, he's a dad. 1/4 years after his release of his hit track, Baby fever struck once again as Justin became a dad for the first time. The couple who first announced they were going to become parents back in May confirmed the birth of their little one via Instagram, writing, "Welcome home, Jack Blues Bieber." Fact number 5, is he friends with Drake? He sure is. Not only are they both Canadian and both child stars, but they're actually pals and spent time together occasionally. Drake even featured on Justin's song Right Here in 2012. Fact number 6, is he left-handed? Yes, he is. Fact number 7, can Justin do a Rubik's Cube? He can. Check this out. There's a video. I watched it. It's impressive. Fact number 8, what's his favorite film? He loves the movie The Notebook. He's also a huge Disney fan and loves The Lion King. Here's a tweet. It says, just want to say Lion King is a great movie. Never gets old. Fact number 9, what's his biggest fear? Justin is claustrophobic and hates elevators. Fact number 10, does Justin Bieber hold any world records? Justin has set a whopping 33 Guinness World Records in his time. Although some records have now been beaten, he still holds a whopping 20. In a fair swoop, Justin set 8 records with his 2015 album Purpose, which were entered in the 2017 edition. He won number 1, first act to occupy all top 3 positions simultaneously on UK singles charts with his singles Love Yourself, Sorry, and What Do You Mean. Number 2, his followers on Twitter. He's got the most followers for a male, 85 million and some odd. Number 3, most viewed music channel on YouTube with over 10 billion views. Number 4, most subscribers on YouTube with a musician male with 20 million subscribers. Number 5, most streamed album on Spotify in 1 week with For Purpose. Number 6, most simultaneous tracks on US singles charts. Say that word 3 times. Oh, we got it coming up again. Number 7, most simultaneous new entries in the Hot 100 by a solo artist. And number 8, finally, most streamed track on Spotify in 1 week for What Do You Mean? And for proof, here's a tweet by the Guinness World Records Twitter page. It says, Justin Bieber sings his way into the new book with a set of 8 record titles. So there you see him with 8 of his titles for Guinness World Records. That was published in 2017. And the fun facts continue. It says here he was also the youngest artist to ever have 5 #1 albums in America, and his song What Do You Mean was #1 in 18 different countries. Wow. In 2022, he set the record for most Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards won by a musician, male. Fact number 11, what is his favorite sandwich? It says here Justin's favorite sandwich is tomato and mayonnaise. Fact number 12, what musical instruments can he play? It says he can play the guitar, piano, drums, and trumpet. There's a video. Fun fact number 13, it asks, where does he live? It says here in March of 2019, Justin lived in a 5-bedroom house in Beverly Hills, which apparently cost him and wife Haley an eye-watering $8.5 million. He also once lived in Britney Spears' former house. In 2020, however, the couple made their biggest real estate investment when they dropped in an apparent $25.8 million on a mansion in a nearby area in Beverly Hills. The property is said to sit on 2.5 acres and have 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, an infinity pool, jacuzzi, tennis court, gym, library, and movie room, of course. The couple also have a $5 million lakeside mansion in Ontario, Canada. Fact number 14, it asks, how many tattoos does he have? He's thought to have at least 50 tattoos. Fact number 15, it asks, how much is his haircut? Justin Bieber became pretty well known for his luscious locks in his early days, and his haircuts were once thought to cost up to $750. Fact number 16, it asks, what is his clothing line? Justin Bieber has a clothing line called Drew House. Named after his own middle name, the range includes a variety of camel-colored corduroy items like shorts, a hoodie, and a shirt. It also has t-shirts and hoodies with the word Drew on and a smiley face logo where Drew serves as the mouth. Fact number 17, they ask, what's Justin's net worth? It says here he's reportedly worth an estimated $300 million. Wow, I thought it would be more. Fact number 18, what's his favorite animal? It says here his favorite animal is a giraffe. Fact number 19, how tall is he? It says here he's reportedly 1.75 meters or 5 foot 9 inches. He also has a size 7.5 feet. Wow, small feet. Fact number 20, they ask, has Justin ever taken some time out from music? Yes, in March of 2019, Justin revealed that he was taking a step back from making music in a heart-filled Instagram post. He wrote, quote, so I read a lot of messages saying you want an album. I've toured my whole teenage life and early 20s. I realized, as you guys probably saw, I was unhappy last tour and I don't deserve that, and you don't deserve that. You pay money to come and have a lively, energetic, fun, light concert, and I was unable to emotionally to give that to you near the end of the tour. He added, music is very important to me, but nothing comes before my family and my health. I will come with a kick-ass album ASAP. And of course he included this photo, this headless photo. There he is wearing one of his Drew shirts that they talked about from his clothing line, but why would he post a picture without a face? I don't get it. Alright, maybe this is the answer to that question. It says here, however, in a live video on Instagram, Justin revealed that he would be releasing his 5th album in 2019. His wife Haley could then be heard asking on the video, quote, this year meaning before 2020? I thought you already were doing it this year. With Justin then saying, album coming out this year. Legit though, like this year. We were later all graced with his album Changes in 2020. This included hit tracks such as Yummy and Intentions. Justin also teamed up with the Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Choir to pay tribute to and raise funds for our amazing NHS. His sixth album, Justice, was later released in March of 2021 and has since been certified platinum. Fun fact number 21, has he collaborated with many huge names? Man, they're stretching here with this question. Which other artist has Justin Bieber worked with? Read up with our complete list of Justin Bieber's collabs right here. Oh, and they don't even give you any information. I guess you can go to that link and find out all the names he's collabed with. Most of you guys probably know that if you're a Justin fan. Let's move on to the next one. Fun fact number 22, Justin is married. He sure is. After dating on off for a few months over the course of a few years, Justin and Hailey got married in secret. In 2018, Justin confirmed the happy news on Instagram in November of 2018, sharing a photo of the pair together with the simple caption, "My wife is awesome." Justin and Hailey had a second wedding ceremony on 30th September 2019. It took place at the Somerset Chapel before heading to the Montage Palmetto Bluff Resort in South Carolina. And Justin shared some adorable pictures on Instagram from the event. Hailey also shared some stunning pictures of her wedding dress and beautiful ring. In August of 2024, the couple had their first baby together, sharing a series of beautiful photos on Instagram. And I guess here is one of those photos, Hailey's hand, I guess, and Jack Bieber's foot. All right, we're approaching the end. We're at 23. We got a few more to go. I want to thank everybody for watching thus far. If you like this sort of content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. At number 23, he performed a virtual concert. Justin Bieber announced that he was to perform a virtual concert as a digital avatar on 18th November 2021. Fans could watch a full show with hit songs from his Justice album and were even able to chat to each other, as well as play a role in what happens in the performance. Wow, that sounds fun. Fact number 24, Justin Bieber and Ramsay Hunt syndrome. In June of 2022, Justin Bieber revealed that he had been diagnosed with Ramsay Hunt syndrome, leaving one half of his face paralyzed. The singer revealed the news in a video shared on his social platforms, revealing that the diagnosis was the reasoning behind canceling some of his North American Justice Tour dates. In the video, Justin says, quote, "Hey everyone, Justin here. I wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. Obviously, as you can probably see from my face, I have this syndrome called Ramsay Hunt syndrome, and it is from this virus that attacks the nerve in my ear and my facial nerves and has caused my face to have paralysis." As Justin blinks one eye, he explains, quote, "As you can see, this eye is not blinking." The singer also showed how only one half of his face can smile, continuing, quote, "I can't smile with the side of my face. This nostril will not move, so there is a full paralysis on this side of my face." And of course, you guys all probably remember seeing that. There's a little video, a little blurry photo of him when he announced that with the paralysis in his face. But that was interesting information, caused by stress, I think. They continue to say, speaking on the canceled tour dates, Justin explains, "I'm not physically, obviously not capable of doing them. This is pretty serious, as you can see. I wish this wasn't the case, but obviously my body is telling me I got to slow down. And I hope you guys understand, and I'll be using this time to rest and relax and get back to 100% so you can do what I was born to do. But in the meantime, this isn't it. I got to get my rest on so that I can get my face back to where it's supposed to be." Fact number 24 is Justin Bieber's Justice Tour postponed. Following the announcement of his health issues, Justin continued performing but revealed in September that he would be taking a break from doing shows and postpone the rest of his Justice Tour. He said in a statement, quote, "I realize I need to take my health and priority right now. So I'm going to take a break from touring and for the time being, I'm going to be okay, but I need time to rest and get better. I've been so proud to bring this show and our message of justice to the world. Thank you for your prayers and support throughout all of this. I love you all passionately." Justin was set to head to the UK on his Justice Tour. However, his scheduled dates haven't been announced. And finally, fact number 25, is Justin Bieber working on a new album? Justin has yet to announce full details of his next album, but he has confirmed it is in the works. Justin told Apple Music's Ebro Darden that although he hasn't have a date for it, they're wrapping it up. He also revealed that American singer-songwriter guitarist John Mayer is on the album. Speaking about John Mayer on his album, Justin said, quote, "There's a wicked guitar solo. So that was really cool for me." Continuing, "He's someone who I've looked up to for a long time. So we were at the Henson studio and I was working on this song and he came in and he's like, 'Can I go in the booth?' And I was like, 'Yeah, bro, go in.' And so he went in the booth and then he came out and he laid a guitar solo, and it was it was mind blowing to see him actually operate in his gift like that, being able to see it firsthand, and because he is on another level. It's insane." The art. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one's coming to us from mentalfloss.com. It's titled 25 Freewheelin' Facts About Bob Dylan. This is by Roger Cormier and Erica Wolf. Published May 24th, 2021. Let's get into it. Facts and Bob Dylan have always made for strange companions. Though he achieved worldwide fame as the voice of a generation, a young man celebrated for his honesty as he sang of both the hard truths and social injustices, as well as his own personal romantic anguish. He did so as Bob Dylan, not as Robert Zimmerman, the name he was born with and went by growing up in Minnesota. Even today, more than 50 years after he first began kicking around the Greenwich Village club scene, Dylan remains an elusive figure who has at times been accused of making career choices and specifically to muddle his identity. But there's plenty we do know about the Nobel Prize winner who wrote some of the most important songs in music history. Fact number 1, as a teenager, Bob Dylan claimed that playing with Little Richard was his life goal, though he might have been joking. Robert Allen Zimmerman was born in Duluth, Minnesota on May 24, 1941. From an early age, it was clear that his future would be in music. Under his high school yearbook picture, the life goal of the man who would soon become Bob Dylan reads, "To join Little Richard." Though it seemed like an honest enough answer, some people believed that he was being cheeky. Just a few minutes earlier, Zimmerman had taken part in a school talent show where he played keyboards and sang a Little Richard song with his band. But his high school principal was not impressed and cut off the power, then closed the curtain on Dylan and his fellow rockers. Fact number 2, Bob Dylan conned his way into his very first band. Zimmerman spent the summer following his graduation from high school working as a busboy at a cafe in Fargo, North Dakota. It was while working there that he managed to talk his way into becoming part of Bobby V's band, The Shadows, by claiming that he had just gotten back from touring with Conway Twitty. He hadn't. Fact number 3, before he was Bob Dylan, Robert Zimmerman was Elston Gunn. When Z asked Zimmerman what his name was, he told him it was Elston Gunn, yes, with 3 N's. He ended up getting the gig. It was a promising start to what would become a legendary career, but it didn't last. There wasn't much money to be made, and Zimmerman/Gunn was headed to Minneapolis at the end of summer to attend the University of Minnesota, so the project didn't last long. Fact number 4, Bob Dylan belonged to a fraternity. It's hard to picture Dylan participating in fraternity antics like Pledge Week, but he was a part of a Greek life at the University of Minnesota. Dylan was a part of the Sigma Alpha Mu, aka SAMI, a well-known Jewish fraternity that counts the late Pulitzer Prize winning writer Philip Roth among others brothers. Dylan even lived in Sammy's frat house, which was conveniently located near a number of local coffee shops and cafes where Dylan regularly performed. Fact number 5, in 1960, Bob Dylan opened for the Smothers Brothers. it didn't go well. In 1960, before either Bob Dylan or the Smothers Brothers were well-known entities, the two acts performed together at a Denver club. Dylan was supposed to be the opening act, but apparently neither the audience nor the headlining brothers were feeling Dylan's music or his look. Tom Smothers apparently said that Dylan looked shabby and complained about his terrible voice. Both brothers thought the music was depressing. Fact number 6, Bob Dylan hounded a New York Times music critic for a review. Rob Shelton, a music critic for the New York Times, had seen Dylan perform at a few house parties and really liked his music. He wanted to help the up-and-coming musician by giving him some positive ink, but Dylan's shows were too small to merit a review in the New York Times. Dylan, however, wasn't above begging, so he kept bugging Shelton to write about him. Finally, in September of 1961, Dylan booked a gig opening for the Greenbrier Boys at Gergie's Folk Festival, a show that was big enough for Shelton to finally introduce the readers to Dylan's work. Shelton, of course, praised Dylan's work, writing, quote, resembling a cross between a choir boy and a beatnik, Mr. Dylan has a cherubic look and mop of tousled hair he partly covers with a Huck Finn black corduroy cap. His clothes may be in need of a bit of tailoring, but when he works his guitar, harmonica, or piano and composes new songs faster than he can remember them, there is no doubt that he is busting at the seams with talent. Dylan was signed by Columbia Records shortly after the performance and Shelton's review. Fact number 7, a Columbia executive gave Bob Dylan a record deal, even though he didn't have the authority to give Bob Dylan a record deal. Famed record producer John H. Hammond heard Dylan playing harmonica at a Caroline Hester album and immediately signed the artist to a contract with Columbia Records. There was, however, a small problem. Hammond didn't have the authority to sign Dylan to a contract. Oops. It helped that Hammond was well known as a man who could spot talent. In addition to Dylan, he had signed Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, and Bruce Springsteen. Another Columbia executive described Dylan's voice as the most horrible thing he had ever heard in his life, but Hammond didn't care, and clearly Hammond was right. Fact number 8, John Hammond's deal with Bob Dylan brought about a new phrase, Hammond's folly. Though Hammond had a tendency to go with his gut, a few years after he signed Dylan, he signed Leonard Cohen, another musician other executives at Columbia weren't thrilled about. Though he had proven his colleagues wrong more than once, the industry loved reminding Hammond of his rashness, especially after Dylan's debut album sold just 5,000 copies. Hammond signing Dylan therefore became known as Hammond's Folly. Hammond, however, saw things differently. While Dylan's first album was considered a flop, Hammond said it cost only $402 to make, meaning it was a moneymaker for the company. Fun fact number 9, Robert Shelton wrote some of the liner notes for Bob Dylan's first album. When it came time to write the liner notes for Dylan's first album, Hammond approached the New York Times critic Robert Shelton for help. The Times music department had an unwritten code that members should have nothing to do with the production of the recordings that they might review. Shelton later wrote in No Direction Home, but nearly every member earned supplementary income by writing liner notes and anonymously or pseudo-anonymously. Shelton writing as Stacey Williams, he wrote that Dylan's steel string playing runs strongly in the blues vein, although he will vary it with country configurations. Fact number 10, Bob Dylan did a lot of couch surfing before he recorded his first album. Stability wasn't something Dylan had a lot of in his life when he began recording his first album. He didn't even have an apartment. Fortunately, the advance he received for the album was enough that it allowed him to rent his very own apartment. Before that, he spent most nights crashing on the couches of different friends, but he used the money from his record deal to set up a permanent residence in the West Village. He lived at 161 West 4th Street. In fact, the photo used on the cover of his second film, 1963's The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, was taken just around the corner from Dylan's apartment. Fact number 11, Bob Dylan's first album featured mostly non-original material. While Dylan is widely credited with ushering in the age of the singer-songwriter, his first album didn't include much original material. In fact, only 2 of the songs were Dylan originals, Talkin' New York and Song to Woody, the latter being a tribute to Woody Guthrie, Dylan's idol, whom he met shortly after moving to New York City. Fact number 12, Bob Dylan recorded his first album in just 2 afternoons. On November 20 and November 22nd, 1961, Dylan and Hammond met up in one of Columbia's recording studios in New York City and cut Dylan's first album. Dylan recorded 17 songs in total, each one in a single take and with no musical accompaniment. Mr. Hammond asked me if I wanted to sing any of them over again, and I said no, Dylan explained in 1962. I can't see myself singing the same song twice in a row. Fact number 13, Bob Dylan penned a protest song with activist Jane Jacobs. In the 1960s, activist Jane Jacobs spent years battling a famed urban planner, Robert Moses, who was working to demolish much of Greenwich Village in order to build an urban expressway. Jacobs was successful in fighting against this roadway, which is still notable to this day. Dylan, for one, seemed to appreciate the effort. Some lyrics found in a library at New York University were confirmed to have been a protest song titled Listen, Robert Moses. That was a collaboration between Dylan and Jacobs. Unfortunately, the song was never recorded. Fact number 14, Bob Dylan broke a cardinal folk music rule on his first album. One of the songs on Dylan's first album is a cover of House of the Rising Sun, a song Dylan had learned from Dave Van Ronk, the folk music who was the inspiration behind the Coen Brothers movie Inside Llewyn Davis. Dylan asked Ronk for permission to record the song using Ronk's guitar arrangement, but only after he had already recorded it. Ronk was annoyed, as he had planned to record the song on his own album. Ronk eventually stopped performing the song altogether as people thought he was covering Dylan. But then the Animals released their iconic version of the tune. Dylan stopped performing it too. Fact number 15, Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan were longtime supporters of each other. As early as 1962, Columbia was talking about the possibility of dropping Dylan as part of their roster. This, of course, was before he had recorded his second album, The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, which secured his reputation as a living legend. At around the same time, Dylan and Johnny Cash became friendly. According to Hammond, Cash's support of Dylan was part of what helped convince the label to stick it out with Dylan. Dylan and Cash's friendship and support of each other continued throughout the years. In 1969, Dylan appeared on the very first episode of The Johnny Cash Show. Fact number 16. There was a long-time rumor that Bob Dylan stole Blowin' in the Wind from a New Jersey high school student. Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind was based on an old spiritual called No More Auction Block, and the artist wrote it himself. But for many years, there was a rumor that Dylan had stolen the song from Laura Wyatt, a high school student who had actually performed the song nearly a year before Dylan's own recorded version of the song was released. But the reason for how that happened was very easy to explain. The music arrangement and lyrics to Dylan's song were published in Broadside magazine a year before The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan was released, and it was in a magazine the teenager read. In November of 1963, Millburn High School students told Newsweek that they believed Wyatt wrote the song even after their fellow student denied it, thinking Dylan paid him $1,000 for the rights to it. Fact number 17, Susie Rutolo, Bob Dylan's longtime girlfriend, inspired many of his most famous songs. Artist Susie Rotolo dated Dylan from 1961 to 1964, and she's the woman pictured with Dylan on the cover of the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. She also served as the inspiration for many of Dylan's most famous songs. Rotolo told Dylan the story of Emmett Till, which inspired him to write The Ballad of Emmett Till. He also wrote many songs about Rotolo, including Boots of Spanish Leather, Tomorrow is a Long Time, and Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. Fact number 18. Bob Dylan declined to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show. Dylan said no to what could have been a huge promotional opportunity when he passed on appearing on the Ed Sullivan Show. While Sullivan had no problem with Dylan playing Talkin' John Birch Paranoid Blues, just a few hours before Dylan was scheduled to appear and perform the song, a network executive was worried that the Birch organization might sue for libel. So with virtually no notice, Dylan was told that he would have to change the lyrics or play a different song. Dylan asked the executive if he was out of his effing mind, then turned around and walked out the door. Fact number 19. Bob Dylan did not speak for 1 week following Elvis Presley's death. Elvis Presley died on August 16, 1977. Dylan, who was in the midst of a divorce at the time, was at his farm in Minnesota with his kids and their art teacher, Meredy McPhree. When he learned the news, Dylan said that once he heard, quote, I went over my whole life. I went over my whole childhood. I didn't talk to anyone for a week after Elvis died. If it wasn't for Elvis and Hank Williams, I couldn't be doing what I do today. Fact number 20. Bob Dylan co-wrote and directed Ronaldo and Clara, a nearly 4-hour movie. In 1978, Dylan served as the co-writer and director of Ronaldo and Clara, a 235-minute long rockumentary dramatic fiction hybrid made in the style of the French New Wave film's Beat Generation-inspired collage. It received almost universally negative reviews. Quote, this is meant to work at the level of Freud, but it is a lot closer to fraud, Rolling Stone wrote. Writing for the New Yorker, Pauline Kael said, quote, it's what Louis and Marie Antoinette might have done at Versailles if only they'd had the cameras. Dylan played Ronaldo. Fact number 21. There's a massive Bob Dylan archive in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Gilcrease Museum in Tulsa is home to an impressive archive that contains more than 6,000 pieces of Bob Dylan personal papers and other memorabilia. The archive was purchased for between 15 and 20 million. Notebooks in which Dylan wrote Blood on the Tracks, his wallet that once contained Johnny Cash's phone number, and several never-before-seen poems, artworks, and photos are among the treasure you'll find in the archive. The Gilcrease Museum also has an archive of Oklahoma musician Woody Guthrie, which is part of the reason Dylan approved of the arrangement. Fact number 22. Some scientists have hidden their favorite Bob Dylan lyrics in their scientific papers. After co-publishing the paper Nitric Oxide and Inflammation, the Answer is Blowing in the Wind, John Lundberg and Eddie Weitzberg of Stockholm's Karolinska Institute decided to have a contest to see which of them could hide the most Dylan lyrics in their papers before retirement. Two other K1 researchers coincidentally also published a Dylan-inspired article titled Blood on the Tracks, A Simple Twist of Fate, and were subsequently brought into the competition. Then yet another CK1 scientist, Kenneth Chian, was brought in, and this has been going on for years. Fact number 23. In 2004, Bob Dylan starred in a Victoria's Secret commercial. A group of stunning lingerie models aren't the first people you'd think of when it comes to possibly Dylan collaborators, but that's exactly what happened in 2004. Dylan appeared in a 30-second ad titled Angels in Venice, which was shot in shades of blue and gray. It may have seemed like an odd move for Dylan, but it's one he had predicted years before. In 1965, a reporter asked Dylan, quote, if you were going to sell out to a commercial interest, which one would you choose? His answers? Ladies' garments. Fact number 24. In 2009, a New Jersey homeowner called the cops on Bob Dylan, thinking he was loitering. In 2009, police in Long Branch, New Jersey, detained Dylan after he wandered into a stranger's yard, soaked in rain and wearing a hood that concealed his famous face. Dylan was alone and had gotten a bit of distance from the caravan of buses that had accompanied him on every move of the tour thus far, so it must have felt freeing to get away. The cops didn't believe he was Bob Dylan at first, but once he navigated them back to his tour buses, it didn't take long to prove he was telling the truth and settle the matter once and for all. And finally, at number 25, in 2016, Bob Dylan won the Nobel Prize. In 2016, the Nobel Prize's Literature Committee chose Bob Dylan as its winner for, quote, having created a new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. He had been considered as a potential candidate before, though few people assumed that he'd ever win, as the prize is typically awarded to novelists and poets. But Dylan is one of the top songwriters in the English language, so it seems appropriate. All right, there you have it. Another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, this one is brought to us by mentalfloss.com. If you want to check it out, titled 25 Freewheeling Facts About Bob Dylan. You can go up there and check out all 25 of the facts with all the information, all the photos, even a few videos you can click on and watch if you want to. If you like this type of video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got all kinds of fun fact videos up on the channel that we've done over the last couple months. Let me go on up there and show you what the channel looks like. Here's a look at my channel, just simply Brian Kingsbury on YouTube, currently sitting at 1.17 thousand subscribers with 4.8 thousand videos up on the channel, so there's plenty for you to watch. Go on up there, hit that subscription button, and ring that notification bell. When you ring the bell, you'll be notified every time a new video drops. Here's a quick look at the last 12 videos to go up to the channel. Just last night we did one on Frank Sinatra, 35 interesting facts about Frank Sinatra. You can check that one out if you want more celebrity facts. We also did some about 80s stars, the 12 best fast food mascots. That was a fun one. Malcolm in the Middle, where are they now? Brian Reads the News, checking out what's in the news. Little House on the Prairie, where are they now? Michael Jackson, the Story of the Stars, Final Day. That was interesting. 10 underrated Michael Jackson songs, top 10 90s movies, 10 facts about Magnum P.I., 7 things you didn't know about Mario Lopez, and of course, crazy conspiracy theories. That was very interesting. So there you have it, 12 videos that we've done as of late. You can go click on those, watch them all, give them a like, and hopefully get them in front of a few more eyes. All right, once again, I'm Brian Kingsbury. Thank you for watching this one to the very end. Give this one a big thumbs up on your way out, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.